The bold and the beautiful spoilers reveal that an emotional storm is about to sweep across Los Angeles as all eyes turn to Liam, a man who has just been pushed to the brink by a devastating medical diagnosis. Will the inoperable brain tumor be a death sentence, or will the undercurrents of fatherhood, faith, and the B&B tradition of miracles turn things around? Let's analyze each aspect to understand why this story is not just a normal terminal illness plot, but a turning point that can reshape the entire picture of Forrester, Spencer, Logan. The fateful shock, a terminal tumor and a chain reaction of brain scans that reveal a terminal tumor, located in a location where doctors cannot intervene with a scalpel. Instead of the familiar, just hold a scalpel and it's done, anecdotes, Liam must face the stark truth that he can count his life in weeks. The episode of week 21 and 25/4 sets up the scene of Steffi in the white hospital hallway and the sound of the ventilator, shakingly placing her hand on Liam's shoulder, delivering the diagnosis like a cold knife cutting through his breath. This is not just a line of bad news. It is a cut through all the conflicts in the love world, weighing life and death on the scale, forcing both Steffi and Hope to temporarily put aside their personal love to think about the two children, Kelly and Beth. When fatherly love becomes medicine, unlike the model of the hesitant man standing between two women, Liam is now a warrior. The goal is not to choose, but to live. He declares that he will overthrow all medical statistics to stay on Earth to witness Kelly learn ballet and Beth spell her first letter. B&B sets up a series of hospital scenes interspersed with flashbacks, Liam holding Kelly under the Christmas lights years ago, or the moment he placed his warm hand on Beth's crib. Those images not only brought tears to the audience, but also explained the fire of determination. Liam was willing to sign any papers to participate in experimental regimens from immunotherapy to proton radiation, even accepting to move to Switzerland if there was a team of experts there who dared to perform inoperable surgeries. A hoax or a life and death twist? Veteran viewers certainly have not forgotten the hoax of the century, with Eric and the case of Taylor dying and then being revived. B&B has long considered death as a double-edged sword, both a chess piece to shock ratings and a door to opening spectacular comebacks. Therefore, the scenario of Liam dying only to return after a few months cannot be ruled out. However, compared to Eric, the legendary president of Forrester, and Taylor, the family's legacy psychiatrist, Liam belongs to the central generation connecting many young story branches. Killing him and then reviving him can easily turn the plot into a repetition, unless screenwriter Bradley Bell hatches a completely new twist to fool the audience. The script for A Permanent Farewell, a tearful one-way ticket. But let's be honest, an inoperable tumor and the phrase diagnosis terminal placed next to each other are never a gentle signal. If Liam is really gone, B&B will build a long funeral series. Kelly places a family portrait on the coffin. Beth breaks into a lullaby her father used to sing. Hope and Steffi, two women who once considered each other enemies, hold hands and drop dandelions to send him to the grave. Bradley Bell's cryptic words, a hidden meaning or a promise. In January 2025, Bell confessed that he was trying to figure out the next chapter, while suggesting a prominent but completely different storyline for Clifton. That statement was like a double-edged sword, pessimistic. Bell ran out of ideas for the character to exit through death, opening the way for Clifton to try his hand at Broadway or another streaming show. Optimistic, different means breakthrough. For example, Liam survived but lost his memory, becoming the character Dark Liam with a completely opposite personality, allowing Clifton to show off his ability to transform in many ways. Behind the scenes of Hollywood, actors often sign contracts in cycles. A completely different storyline can be an extension clause with a challenging role in exchange for a new salary. The golden material that allows the script to be magical. It is not by chance that Clifton won the Daytime Emmy 3 times. He can switch from the bewildered eyes of a patient to an optimistic smile with just a quiver of the corner of his eye. The deeper he goes into the treatment phase, each scene of shock, convulsion, or the moment he presses his forehead against the glass door of the nursery looking at Beth through the foggy glass, will push the audience to the limit of endurance. It is that ability to break emotions that paves the way for a miracle. Liam proves the doctor wrong not with exaggerated dialogue, but with the weight of his acting that makes the audience believe that this man deserves to live. In television, when the audience believes, the magic of the screenwriter becomes plausible. The upcoming moves and the chain repercussions. Steffi. If Liam lives, she is shaken by the strength of will, creating a new triangle of hope: Finn, Liam, and Steffi. If Liam dies, she must guide Kelly through her loss, cling to Finn, and open the door to a challenging marriage cycle. Hope will struggle with the guilt of abandoning Liam, at risk of falling back into the orbit of Thomas, who still loves her. Bill Spencer. A death could turn Bill into a revenge on the healthcare system, fund a project to save the tumor, or reel from the guilt of causing work pressure that caused his son to collapse. Forrester Creations. If Liam lives but needs money for treatment, Spencer Publications unites FC in a massive charity project, inadvertently sparking a series of new business alliances. Miracle or tragic epic. Whichever scenario wins, Liam's battle is a reminder. The Bold and the Beautiful is more than just a love story. It explores the power of family, sacrifice, and faith. Liam won't sit around waiting for the tumor to engulf him. He declares war with his fatherly heart, and the audience will be the jury. Will they pray for a miracle or prepare tissues for the farewell song? Stay tuned, because as soon as the new episodes air, the answer to the miracle or the final goodbye will explode, and we will know whether the man named Liam Spencer waves goodbye or stands firm, shouting to fate. I'm not ready to leave my children. The Bold and the Beautiful spoilers reveal that Carter Walton's whirlwind of love is on the verge of taking viewers back to the most passionate events that Los Angeles has ever witnessed. Despite the passage of time, the two words Carter, Quinn still leave viewers with a special lingering feeling of a love story that goes beyond the norm, filled with temptation, betrayal, but also filled with moments of redemption, forgiveness, and mutual appreciation. Today, we will dissect every corner of that story, trace Carter's future, and explain why resurrecting Quinn, whether by Rena Sofer's return or a new face's successor, could be the most important turning point for B&B in 2025. Fateful moment and unfinished legacy. As soon as Carter, the all-round, exemplary lawyer of the Forrester family, laid eyes on Quinn, the seemingly rock-solid moral boundaries were shaken. He is a symbol of integrity. She is a rebellious jewelry artist and Eric's wife. That opposite attraction melts all the rules in the Forrester tradition room. What started as a few ring testing sessions exploded into a breathtaking affair, exposing Carter's first passionate love and making Quinn taste the aura of longing for the feeling of being worshipped for who she is. Nude photos, razors, and hidden nights have consequences. Eric's trust in Carter collapsed, the COO position was shaken, and Quinn had to leave the mansion, leaving behind the noble title of Forrester Matriarch. From the ashes of scandal, Carter is willing to give up everything to protect his girlfriend. He confronts Brooke, Thomas, Ridge, even defies Eric's orders, despite the risk of losing his career. It is this loyalty that creates the grand confession scene by the Santa Monica River, where Carter declares, "What I need is not the Forrester family's reputation, but you." But the beautiful legacy was cut short when Quinn suddenly left the canvas, paving the way for Rena Sofer to sign a contract with General Hospital. Carter was shocked to clean up the attic, pack up his belongings, but his heart had not yet been mended. Win back Rena Sofer or choose. Recast for love? Rumors say GH keeps Sofer long-term. Therefore, Bradley Bell has two options. The ambush theory at the end of the contract, waiting for Lois to temporarily leave so Sofer can return to BNB to film short-term, creating a 10 to 12-week event arc. The audience will enjoy the original vibe. Carter and Quinn will have enough time to get married quickly on the beach in Malibu, then go to Paris for a honeymoon, before a peaceful exit. The recasting option invites actors of the same age, with the independent lady plus unconventional temperament. This is not a rare precedent. BNB once replaced Hunter Tylo with Krista Allen, and the response was positive. Choose someone who can keep the half-gentle, half-fiery gaze that Quinn once brought, while creating chemistry with Lawrence St. Victor. No matter which solution wins, the core is still to bring Quinn back to the mainstream to untie the emotional knot for Carter, the character who paid a high price for loving her. Fill the void or add more scratches. When Katie appeared, the audience believed that Carter was finally loved by a good person. However, that love was like a cup of decaf coffee, warm but lacking the exciting caffeine. Katie was tied to the vortex of Bill, Poppy, and Luna, while Carter was settled in the law office, handling wills, signing contracts. The heartbeat on screen lacked the loudness. Carter still wondered who is his soulmate. He even held the engagement ring, but did not dare to give it because he felt the wrong person. The tormenting void. Every time he saw the jewelry Quinn designed for Hope and Steffi, Carter could not help but smile sadly. It's an echo of the past and also a clue Bell can exploit to get the audience to sympathize, thereby supporting this right but late reunion. At the Haute Couture launch party, the elevator was stuck in the middle of the floor. The door was ajar. Quinn stepped out with an old suitcase, a tight leather jacket, and a bad girl look in her eyes. The whole hall was stunned. Carter dropped the contract, his chest pounding. Carter tried to keep his distance, but fate arranged for the two to be locked overnight in the FC material warehouse due to a sensor error. The background music was loud, the LED lights fell and broke, and the red light flashed, reminding them of the hidden night of the past. Ironically, Quinn revealed that he was involved in a tax scandal in San Francisco. The design chain was about to go bankrupt and needed Carter's legal advice. This was not just a rebond, but a moral test. Would Carter dare to risk his reputation to save the woman who had ruined his career? After turning the legal tables, Carter knelt by the Forrester pool, handing back the ring he had intended to put on Katie's finger, symbolizing that he had found his soul anchor. The moonlight wedding took place on the roof of the FC headquarters. The moonlight silvered the faces of the unconventional bride and the handsome lawyer groom. The final episode of the season ended with the cutting of the cake shaped like a judge's hammer and a metal drill, metaphorically representing law and art in their love. The domino consequences of Katie's reunion. Abandoned, the girl fell into Bill's arms, pushing Dollar Bill versus Luna's mom Poppy to heat up. Eric Donna. Quinn returns to stir up old wounds, making Donna secretly jealous, possibly rekindling a classic honey versus honeybee war. Sheila Carter. Outraged by Quinn's noise, Sheila plots to harm her, creating a demon-woman duel with a golden rating. Forrester Creations. Quinn rejoins jewelry design, opens the Fuller Walton line in collaboration with Spencer Publications, threatening Hope's HFTF market share. Why do audiences need Carter and Quinn return? Love is a contradiction. Rarely does a couple blend morality and temptation and redemption as completely as they do. Rating gap. B&B is lacking a seductive middle-aged couple since Ridge and Taylor cooled down. Female voice. Quinn represents women who dare to love, dare to make mistakes, dare to correct, the perfect counterweight to the Jade Girl model Hope. ability to expand storylines. From legal, business, to Spencer Forrester's family, there is room for drama. The bold and the beautiful spoilers finally conclude. Great love needs a bold hit. Carter Walton has waited too long for his heart to stop covering in the office. Will the Forrester door open again, welcoming the wind named Quinn Fuller back, so that these two souls who were once out of rhythm can beat together? Stay tuned to CBS, because the Reignite moment could happen at any second, and the entire Fashion City will be ablaze with unquenchable flames of love.